Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? So, as we now know, Joe McCann has been released from Zanzibar, Tanzania. His passport has been given back to him. His lawyer now lets us know that he will be arriving back to the United States to an undisclosed vicinity and, in essence, get on with his life. In essence, his life goes on from here. The last episode, it stated that Ashlee's family told us they hadn't heard from Joe since their daughter's death, but we are told Joe was left unread by Ashlee's mother. I didn't think too much of it until I did think about it, and I said, but what do you mean left unread? Well, here we are. And so it says, influencer Ashlee Jenae'S fiancé texted her mother, was allegedly left unread. What does that mean? Sometimes I don't get it. I really don't. You know, I'm old school. I really am. I'm 57 out here in these streets. So there's some things that I just don't understand. Needless to say, Ashlee Jenae'S fiancé, Joe McCann, tried reaching out to her family after her death, but the communication basically hit a wall immediately afterward. Joe's lawyer, Edward Andrew Palzik, tells TMZ Ashlee's mother Yolanda texted Joe asking what happened on the 9th of April after Ashlee died in Tanzania. And despite being completely crushed by her death, Joe responded promptly and appropriately. I don't understand. What do you mean? That despite being completely crushed by her passing, Joe responded promptly and appropriately. You're absolutely right, you will respond appropriately. You're the fiancé, you're not the husband. We don't know you like that. That's the mother who carried her for 9 months and gave birth to her. That child is hers 31 years. And you're talking about you're crushed. Do you know how she is? And she's in another country where she cannot do anything. You are the point of contact and you're telling her her child is gone. Last time she checked, you were engaged and that was it. Now you're telling me that my child is gone. If I call you 500 times, I expect you to pick up the phone 500 times because I don't know, I wasn't there. I would like to humbly suggest, maybe you did not, to say, mommy, you have to come. You have to come here. I'm on my own here. Ashlee, I don't know what's happening. Please, I'll get a flight for you. I will get everything ready for you. Please come. But according to Joe's side, Yolanda never replied back, and he says he hasn't heard from the family since. You're talking as if she lost a dog. And when I say that, I mean a real dog, like a pet, where you're still upset. But hey, you should have been calling her every single day. You should have been sending pictures. You should have been giving them updates. It's not the point for them to respond. She's bereaved. She's in shock. She's in denial. The mere fact that she's looking at her phone will be something that she'll say, this is not happening. But of course, this story kind of sort of went viral. So she'll be seeing it all over the place. Let her hear from you every single day, all day. You had your phone, you were changing your profile pics on X. So what are you talking about? This is how my son-in-law would have reacted if Ashlee was about to have a baby. If Ashlee wasn't feeling well, I cannot get you on the phone. I have to look for you. If I don't respond, well, you know, because we're buddies. That was your future mother-in-law. And she died on your watch. Any which way you want to look at this. Why did she delete herself? Because she was upset with you. Because you guys had a quarrel. Indirectly, you are also part of this issue. And you're talking about, I'm crushed. Don't talk nonsense. Please. Where am I? What? We're told Joe understands Ashlee's loved ones are grieving and may not be ready to accept what authorities currently believe happened, that Ashlee died by suicide. Again, on your watch. You promised to take care of her. You promised to look after her. You promised that we'll grow old together, that we will have children together, we'll raise those children together. You haven't gotten from point A to B. You haven't gotten even to the wedding. She didn't buy a wedding dress. She did not. The quarrel, the fight was so severe, hypothetically say, just because I want to go along with this charade. It was so severe that she said to herself, let me do this in a foreign country. Let me not think about how hurtful, about how painful that this would be to my loved ones. How can you sign off on this that TMZ has put here, talking about, well, I understand how they felt, so you know, this at all, whatever. This is a tragedy. This is a tragedy. Anybody stand up and say, you know what, yes, I want to join this club. Their life has been trashed. It will never be the same again. And you're talking about crushed. Joe chose not to follow up again because he wanted to respect the family's silence and give them space to grieve. Though he absolutely would have responded had Yolanda texted him again. I'm just going to play devil's advocate. Or let me stop here. Let me just stop here for a minute. I'll tell you a little story. I had a girlfriend of mine. She was the chief bridesmaid at my wedding. I had not seen her prior to my wedding for over a year. She got news that her father had passed away. And she completely metamorphosized before our very eyes. It was heartbreaking to see. And she just stayed in her house to the point that I would come, push her letters through the door, leave food or whatever, and I would tell her, you know what happened, I'll keep her updated on all the things that were happening. And for whatever reason, I understood this grief to the point that I could only and should only support her. Sit by her, stand by her, even if it meant I was at the other side of the door. And the one day that she came out and called me, I was literally walking out the door. And she said, Fumi, I miss you. And I said, baby girl, I'm getting married. And she came around and she sorted everything out in California before I left. I had never seen a grief such as that. I've had friends that have passed. I have had friends that have lost their parents. But I never saw a grief such as that. For an entire year. It didn't matter. She couldn't, the grief was so intense. It completely disabled every aspect of her life. She said that I think her father came to her in a dream and said, if you die, I'll die again. And that was what made her get up. Grief, you cannot justify it. And you cannot tell how people are grieving. I say this to say, I don't know what you want Yolanda to do. But you should have been in touch with her, even if she did not respond to the texts, to the messages. Call every day, text every day, because that was her child. As a mother today, I get it. I get it. She might not even think that this is real. I had another friend of mine, she would reach out for the phone and then she would remember. Then she would remember, no. She will never pick up the phone. I do that with my uncle to this very day. I talk to him all the time because I believe he's everywhere. So, it's a very flippant excuse. It's flippant. I'm surprised that you think that it's okay. This is the mother of your beloved. Wow. We're also told the family has always had Joe's contact information and could have reached out whenever they wanted, but they never did. Okay, let me play devil's advocate. Fam, I would have reached out because I need to know what happened to my child. Because I need to know exactly what were her last words. What was she wearing? What did she eat? Was she happy? What happened? How did it happen? I spoke to her at 8 the evening before. What transpired before then? Let me speak to the front desk. Turn the camera off the phone around. I want to see the room. I want to see where she was. Where are her clothes? Where is her phone? Where are her things? Her perfume, her cream, her shower bath. I want it all. I cannot sleep. I cannot rest. I am going mad. I am going crazy. I want to scream. Somebody help me. But again, I've seen where people just walk around as if nothing has happened because that's the only way they can control the pain. Neither here nor there. As previously reported, Joe was questioned by local investigators following Ashlee'S death and even had his passport seized during the investigation, though he has not been arrested or charged in connection with her death. Still, Ashlee'S family has since decided to prohibit Joe from attending her funeral regarding communications with Joe. They claim Joe reached out once to tell them Ashlee was okay after being taken to hospital. They alleged he never contacted them again. We've reached out to Ashlee'S parents, Harry and Yolanda. So far, no luck. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. So sad. So sad. So very sad indeed. He's free. He's free. He's what? He's free. If the family does not declare the autopsy that they're doing here in the United States open for public viewing, we will never really know for fact what happened, or at least have some kind of suspect. We just won't. Somebody will give the advice and say, will it bring Ashlee back? No, that's not the point. My child is gone and I want to know why. Because last time I checked, my daughter said, Mama, I love you. I love you, Ma. I'll see you soon. And you know, as parents, you blame yourself. Why didn't I see it? Why didn't I ask? Why didn't I this, that? Ask the question. It's a constant turmoil that does not wash away. Beautiful island girl as she was. Guys, don't forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, and I will see you what? I'll see you sooner than later. All of my love.
Guys, my name is ENITAN, hair coach. I am UK's first ever hair coach and a trichologist. We are a team of trichologists and hair coaches here in W6 London, and we help those who are desperate and have tried and everything else has failed. We look after those who have chronic scalp concerns, flaky, itchy scalp that's been going on for many years. We help those that have hair loss that has progressed instead of improved, and we help those that just generally want to have a better understanding of better quality hair, length, volume, and reduce that dryness. Visit us by clicking.
Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we, baby? Yes, yes, yes. We have new t-shirts, my darlings. We have our Powerpuff Superwoman. It had to be her. It could not be anybody else. As you very well know, she is the first and front and center of every episode, and she represents us. She represents all of us. She represents our strength. She represents our fabulosity. She represents eating our salads and minding our business. And baby, what is delayed is not denied. We have come out with the baby blue, and when you turn around, we have what is delayed is not denied. We did longer sleeves this time around for our girlies. For those of you that are conscious of your upper arms, I got you, mama. We also have what? The crew neck, so that you are comfortable with your limousine girlies and you can go everywhere and anywhere. We have no tags. Instead, I made sure that it was a print so that you have no reactions. There you go, my darlings. Are we living and loving? Beautiful cotton. Might I add that we ship internationally. We have it in our beautiful sky blue for a punch of color for spring. We also have it in cream, my darlings. Yes, yes, yes. And sizes small to 4X. I went out yesterday. Was it day before yesterday? And when I tell you the amount of compliments that I got, I screamed. I was like, is there something that I do not know? And I was so impressed with the amount of guys that said, I need this for my mom, I need this for my wife, I need it for my girlfriend, for my sister, for my cousins. And they just kept on asking. I was at the mall, and it was unbelievable. You can tuck her in. It's a long tee, and you will absolutely what? Absolutely love her. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy. Yes, darlings, the links are below. Go ahead and get yours. If we sell out, I will order more. All right? Love you, and thank you. Mwah.